Did you know that in the Resident Evil 4 OG version, in Chapter 1, right after the village fight, if you make your way to the farm, you'll find this blue paper left by the merchant. This paper, of course, asks you to shoot 15 different medallions found in both the farm and the church area. Obviously, if you've played the game, you already know about this. However, if you decide not to pick this paper up and continue through the game, when you get back here with Ashley at nighttime when it's raining, you'll notice that the blue paper color is now gone, due to the rain washing it away at nighttime. What's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a good day as always. Today I'm starting a new series where we go through a whole bunch of games and look at hidden details that developers hid in the game that you may have missed. Now, starting off with the next one, this detail also takes place in Resident Evil 4 OG, but when you make your way to the church, there will be all these ganados everywhere. Obviously, you know this if you played the game. If you decide to kill everyone and clear out the area, there will be no one left. Well, that's actually not true, as if you look at the church bell and shoot it, another wave of enemies will spawn. Sometimes they'll spawn coming from the El Gigante area or the quarry, and the others will spawn where you just came from, aka the village. Now, I did this 2 different times to see what would happen, and the first time I got 3 waves of enemies after shooting the first wave, shooting the bell, shooting the second wave, shooting the bell, and then the third wave spawned and I did it again. However, the second time, only 2 waves will spawn. Very small detail, but if you're really early on in the RE4 original and you want some extra pesetas, or if you just want to shoot more ganados for fun, hey, I'm not judging, you do you, but all you gotta do is shoot the bell and more ganados will spawn. Now, this next hidden detail takes place in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I'm sure everybody's heard about the Jedi Survivor optimization issues, but today we're just going to be focusing on Fallen Order. Now, at the very beginning, right when you get into the train, if you go all the way down and follow your buddy, you'll come across a locked door. Now, if you press the button and actually try to get into this door, it just simply won't work. However, if you press the button 66 times, you'll hear this.
Execute Order 66.
That, of course, was the Emperor shouting "Execute Order 66" from Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. A really small hidden detail the developers decided to leave in the game. Now, this next hidden detail takes place in Hitman Blood Money, one of my favorite Hitman games of all time, and honestly one of my favorite stealth games of all time as well. Now, if you start up the mission, The Murder of Crows, you know your objective is to, of course, eliminate 3 targets. But not only is there 3 targets, there's also 3 different areas, 3 little restaurants that you can go into, right? Well, if you decide to go into any of these restaurants and simply stand there for about 10 to 20 seconds, Agent 47 will start breakdancing. Now, what's really cool about this is the Hitman developers, IO Interactive, actually made different dancing styles and different dancing moves for each of the 3 restaurants, or the clubs, the bars, you know what I'm talking about. If you go into the Blue Oyster, this will be his dance moves. If you go into Latin Fever, this will be his moves. And finally, if you go into Rocker's Choice, this will be his moves. And not only that, but also on the mission, Till Death Do Us Part, where everybody's dancing in the middle of the yard. If you simply stand there, eventually Agent 47 will start dancing with a partner. This just absolutely blows my mind that the developers decided to add different styles for each of the different clubs. Let me know down in the comments which dance is your favorite. Now, moving on to the next game, this is another childhood classic of mine, Bully, a game I so desperately wish had a sequel already. Here's hoping we still get one. But anyways, we all know about detention. If you do anything bad, or you get a red meter, you get sent to the principal's office, you get detention, right? Well, after 3 times, you'll have to either mow the lawn, or if you're in chapter 3 specifically, you'll have to do a whole bunch of snow levels. Now, the snow levels is not really important for this hidden detail, it's more about mowing all the lawns. But if you decide to mow all 9 levels, the first 3 being at the Preppies, the Harrington house, and then the second being right next to the parking lot where the bullies hang out, and then finally where the jocks hang out at the gym, or at the football field I should say, you'll unlock a secret suit that can only be unlocked after completing all 9 levels, known as the prison suit. Now obviously if you're bad to the bone, you'll already know about this fact, but if you're just like me and you never really knocked out all the mowing levels, then you wouldn't really know about this. So hey, the next time you want to start a bully again and you want to maybe go for a little prison cosplay outfit, that's how you do it. Now this next hidden detail takes place on a game called Obscure the Aftermath, a guilty pleasure of mine that I used to play as a kid. It's more of a glitch per se than a hidden detail, but I figured I would add it in because it's actually really nice if you just want to chill and not have to worry about ammo. Also, I should go ahead and say this spoils like the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game, so you're really not missing much, but I just want to go ahead and tell you just in case you don't want to know literally anything about this game up until, you play the first 10 minutes. But anyways, once you start up the game, make your way all the way up until the point where you're playing as Kenny and Amy, and then make your way to the save point right next to the safe in the billiards room, I believe is what it's called. Now once you're here, go ahead and quit out to the main menu and restart the game once again, but make sure you've saved because you want to load back to that save later on. So once you've started up the new game, play all the way up until the point where May and Corey have shotguns. Now the timing for this is pretty easy, but you still got to be paying attention. But once May gets her head pulled off by one of the monsters, the moment she gets her head pulled off, pause the game and load up your save file that you just did with Kenny and Amy. Once you do this, you'll have infinite ammo up until the point where you quit the game. So yeah, this does mean that you can save the game and everything will be okay, and you can even load into different save files if you so choose, as long as you just don't quit out of the game. If you quit out of the game, you'll have to do the May step once again, where you start up the game, do a brand new save file, get up to the point where May gets her head pulled off, and then you can load into the next save file where you were just last at in the game. So you can use your pistol, shotgun, literally everything except like dynamite, because that's not infinite, no matter what. And of course the same thing with like the stun gun or the flashlight, but everything else goes. The crossbow, the pistol, the shotgun. If you want infinite ammo for any weapon, well, that's how you do it. Again, it's more of a glitch than a hidden detail, I know, but I still wanted to add it into today's video, since I thought most people would probably not know how to do this, or even know about it. However, even though the last thing was more so of a glitch than an actual hidden detail, while I was going for the glitch, I noticed a familiar name on the poster right below the safe in the billiards room with Kenny and Amy. Now, of course, since this is a PS2 game, not every word is going to be crisp and clear as games nowadays, but if you look closely at the poster, you can see it says the name Pennywise on it. Now this could just be someone's name written on the campus poster, as there's so many college students here, but more likely than not, this is most likely a reference to Pennywise the clown from the It movies. A super small detail that I honestly did not catch until very recently, which is saying a lot because I've played this game so many times. But yeah, in the billiards room, right on the poster, below the safe, you can find the name Pennywise. And finally, the last detail I have for you guys today takes place on one of my all-time favorite games that so desperately deserves a remaster, Scarface, The World Is Yours. Now I actually have 2 hidden details for this game specifically. I'm sure the first one you all might already know about if you've played it. Also, I should say spoilers for the movie, because this basically does spoil the movie, so you've been warned. But at the very beginning of the game, if you just decide to stand there and just shoot everybody, there will be the guy right behind Tony who's walking up to him. And if you stand there and you simply wait, eventually he'll shoot you and recreate the ending of Scarface. Really nice little detail. I'm glad they recreated the ending of the movie in the game itself. That's pretty cool. But the detail you all might have missed the most is after completing the first level, the mansion level of course, Tony will eventually get away. He'll get into his vehicle and escape. And I apologize on, the green part of it. The emulator version's a little weird and I couldn't figure out how to switch it. But if you look at the money at the end of the level, when everything goes back to zero, your reputation, exotics, turf, etc., it says total cash. And that total cash is 65,884,703. Now, if you look up Scarface on IMDb and scroll down, you can actually find the box office budget and what the movie made gross worldwide. And insanely enough, Scarface grossed worldwide $65,884,703, the exact amount of money that Tony starts out with in Scarface The World Is Yours video game. Super small detail, but that is so cool that the devs decided to add it in. But that is all I have for you guys today. If you want to see more of this series, please feel free to like, subscribe, all that fun jazz. And if you're a huge fan of Resident Evil 4, I recently did a Resident Evil 4 remake video talking about the hidden details and secrets in that game, so be sure to check it out if you're interested. But with all that being said, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.